Module 15, Recording 1. 1. Fabrizio from Venice.
Of course, there's lots to see in Venice. It's one of the most famous cities in the world. First of all, there are the canals. We don't have cars in Venice, so you have to travel everywhere by canal. The most famous place in Venice is the square, St. Mark's Square with St. Mark's Cathedral. And there are lots of museums and palaces and beautiful bridges too.
2. Yumi from Kyoto.
For me, Kyoto is the most beautiful city in Japan. It's also the oldest city. It has many old traditional buildings and beautiful palaces, temples and gardens. The most famous temple is the Golden Pavilion. There are also very good markets, and also really good shops, and some beautiful modern buildings too.
3. Murat from Istanbul.
I think Istanbul is maybe the most beautiful city in the world. But of course, I come from Istanbul. The city is built on hills around the Bosphorus, and so there are beautiful views across the water. From the water you can see mosques. The most famous is called the Blue Mosque, and palaces and bridges. Istanbul also has a very famous market called the Grand Bazaar. But these days we also have many modern shopping centers and modern buildings and hotels. It's really a fantastic city.
4. Claudia from Rio de Janeiro.
Rio is one of the most exciting cities in South America. First, of course, we have our famous beach, the Copacabana, and there are many mountains around Rio. The most famous is the Sugar Plum Mountain, where you can see a big statue of Christ. And of course, we have our famous stadium, the Maracanã Stadium, maybe the most famous football stadium in the world. It's really a great place.
5. Marina from St. Petersburg.
You will really love St. Petersburg. There are so many things to see. The most famous is the Winter Palace, where the Tsars lived, and the Hermitage Museum, which is a fantastic art gallery. And we have a very beautiful river, too, the River Neva. And of course churches and cathedrals. There is so much to see.
Module 15, Recording 2.
River.
Mountain.
Cathedral.
Museum.
Palace.
Gallery.
Castle.
Stadium.
Canal.
Building.
Market.
Temple.
Garden.
Statue.
Module 15, Recording 3. 1.
And if you look up on the right-hand side of the bus, you have a very good view of Edinburgh Castle at the top of the hill. The oldest part of the building, St. Margaret's Chapel, is nearly 900 years old, and the castle as a whole has been occupied.
2.
We are now driving along the street known as the Royal Mile. This is one of the oldest streets in Edinburgh, and at 1.6 kilometres, or a mile, it is the longest. As you can see, there are many historic houses in the street, and many cafes, bars and restaurants here where you can relax over a drink.
3.
The The very old house on your left is John Knox's house. Approximately 500 years old, it is the oldest house in the Royal Mile and one of the oldest in Scotland. It is where John Knox, the religious leader, died in 1572. Knox was well known in his time.
4.
This fine neoclassical building is the Scottish National Gallery, and it contains about 4,000 paintings, not just by Scottish painters, but also by well-known European painters, such as the Italian master Titian. The gallery opens every day from 9 o'clock.
5.
And here on the left, you can see Holyrood Palace. The palace, which was founded in 1128, is the British Queen's official home in Scotland, and many kings and queens have lived here. The most famous Queen of Scotland, Mary Queen of Scots, lived here from 1561 until 1567, when she moved.
Module 15, Recording 4.
One day, Richard had a problem at work, so he went for a walk. A very long walk. He walked down the stairs, out of the building, across the road, through the park, over the bridge, along the river, past a statue, up some steps. Then he got into a taxi, which drove him from the river to the airport, and nobody ever saw him again.
Module 15, Recording 5. A.
You have to wear a uniform.
B.
You don't have to take exams.
C.
You don't have to study.
D.
You have to get up early.
E.
You have to do a lot of exercise.
F.
You have to have short hair.
G.
You have to obey instructions.
H.
You don't have to earn your living.
Module 15, Recording 6. 1.
Excuse me, is the National Gallery near here?
Yes, it's over there on the right. Look.
Oh, thank you very much.
2.
Excuse me, but where's the nearest post office?
It's very near here. Go straight on and it's on the left. It's about 200 meters.
Thank you.
3.
Sorry, but is this the way to the river?
Yes, take the first street on the left, over there. Can you see it?
Yes.
Well, go straight on for about 100 metres and you're there.
Oh, great. Thanks.
4.
Where's the nearest cash point, please?
Can you see the statue over there?
Yeah.
Go past the statue and take the second street on the right, and there's a bank on the left with a cash point there.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome.
Module 15, Recording 7. 1.
Excuse me, is the National Gallery near here?
2.
Yes, it's over there on the right. Look.
3.
Excuse me, but where's the nearest post office?
4.
It's very near here. Go straight on and it's on the left. It's about 200 meters.
5.
Sorry, but is this the way to the river?
6.
Yes, take the first street on the left over there. Can you see it?
7.
Well, go straight on for about 100 meters and you're there.
8.
Take the second street on the right.